Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Wreaking Havoc. I am going to be showing off something a bit different this time. This time we're doing Arena. Arena has just been released. It is the free-to-play PvE, the first taste, the first juicy taste of PvE. So if you're someone who hasn't looked into HEX yet, now's the time because you've got some free-to-play elements with loot to earn. And let's get right into the deck that I'm running here for the Arena. It's a Mono Ruby aggression deck. Trying to do it fast, get that loot real quick. So let's have a look at the equipment that I'm currently using. So first up, I'm using Stolen Crown, which is for the Fiendish Cabalist. It makes it so when this troop enters play... Sorry, let me turn my speaker off. It makes it so when this troop enters play, you will draw a card and so will your opponent. Which is fine. You know, getting your opponent having more cards in their hand is what works with this guy, as he gets +1/+1 for each card in opposing champion's hand. So if you're on the play and your opponent is not going to have done much while you've played this out, and then maybe they'll get down to say 5 cards in hand, maybe 4 when you're swinging in. So you're going to do some decent damage. He also combos very nicely with the Psychotic Anarchist, which is the 2-drop that makes it so you draw a card and your opponent draws a card when it hits an opposing champion. So combos with that, as again, more cards in your opponent's hand. We've also got equipment for this guy that makes it so when he dies, when he leaves play, so actually not when he dies, because even if he just gets bounced to your hand, or there's other effects as well, but anytime he leaves the board, then you will draw a card and so will your opponent, so again, drawing more cards. So that's the feat slot for that item, for that card, so that affects that card. We've got the crown, which we just saw is for the head. Now another good card here is the Zakoi, which is a legendary PvE card that you earn in the arena. I went and bought some because he's just freaking awesome. So I'm using damage on interplay and speed, so we can do 4 damage if not more, and then attack in. He's also got a very, very powerful one-shot effect, making it so that you attack in and then you use the one-shot. It's basically a gore feast. He readies another troop that you own and himself, and then you get to attack again with them. You don't get the rage, obviously, like you do with gore feast, but it's pretty damn sweet. I've also got equipment for this guy. Let's have a look at that, which is the chess piece here. Legendary chess piece. Makes it so each of your cards named Zakoi, High Cleric. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But when he enters your hand, it creates a random oak with cost 1 and puts it into play. So you get a free troop whenever you draw this guy, which is just fantastic. So that also helps out with the aggression, especially if you get, like Savage Raiders or something like that. It's definitely good. So that's the equipment for that guy. So I'm running 3 of him. Don't have a 4th one yet, otherwise I would run it. He is unique, but the fact that you're getting that free orc pretty much counteracts the fact that he's unique. So that's pretty damn nice. Running Rampaging Teresh. Now this is what you would run if you don't. I was running 4 of these. As I got more Exakois, I then took out Teresh. But Teresh works very nice, and it's an 8/1 with speed. There's also no equipment for that. The Juggernaut Ring. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Your Rampaging Teresh have, when this enters play, opposing troops with 1 toughness or less get a discount, or 1 damage or less. This can't block this turn. So anything with 1 health can't, like a worker bot, for example, cannot just block and kill this. So that's definitely nice, especially if you can hit in and it doesn't die because it's not getting blocked by anything. Then you get to hit in again if it doesn't just kill them. So that works very nice as a 4-of if you don't have these guys yet. But the powerhouse of the deck, the absolute craziest is a common card, the Sly Huntress. Right? I mean, it's a 4-drop, 2/3. When it enters play, create a fox pet and put it into play. Oh, that's what? How's that a powerhouse, you ask? Well, let's have a look at these gloves. Forest Stalker gloves. They're an uncommon equipment, and they read: your Sly Huntresses have, then create a fox pet. For each ruby threshold you have, they have at the end of turn sacrifice this. So let's say you're playing this out on turn 4, you've got the 4 ruby, you're creating a fox pet, plus, then create a fox pet, so you create 5. You get 5 fox pets. Now the fox pets are pretty weak. They're only 1/2s with speed, so you're probably thinking, well, that's not too exciting. But that's why we then run 4 Ruby Pyromancers to give +1 damage to anything 2 or higher, so that affects the fox pets. And then you're also running 4 Elite Pyromancers, which give +2 damage, and again also affects the fox pets. So, say you do a turn 2 Pyromancer, turn 3 Pyromancer, and then you do a turn 4 Sly Huntress, you pretty much have a massive, that would be a 4 damage Fox Pet for each one, 5 of them. So that's you know, that's a lot of damage. Obviously, it's pretty much fatal for most encounters. So that's, you know, very nice. You've got Ember Spire Witch with Swift Strike, making it so your other champions or even yourself cannot gain health, which is a nice 2-drop. We got Rage Fire's 2-drop as well. Royal Falcon also works very nicely. It's, you know, you're getting 3 troops for the cost of 1 troop. You know, paying 4. You get this and then the 2 pets, which are where is it? Crate 2. Hey, I found a bug when they said just play Crate 2 and put them into play. Alright, sweet. I want to see that happen. I want to just the number 2 enter play. So it's meant to say 2 Royal Falconers. I guess that just got bugged recently, but yeah, it's basically makes these little birdies that are the damage of the birds are equal to the master here. So they come in as 2 ones. Now this is where the charge power works out nicely. You got Lionel Flynn here, which he is. Let me just show the ability here. So it's a 5 cost threshold. Target troop gets +3. 5 charges you need. Target troop gets +3 damage. So if you put it on the master there, then the birds become 5 damage. So you got 2 flies with 5 damage in the air each. And you can also use the charge power on a Swift Striker like the Ember Spire to make that a 5 damage Swift Strike if you're needing the defense or you just want to get past with it. You can also use the charge power on, I mean, whatever you want really, but they're pretty much the, you know, Swift Strike or the Falconer, the Master, but yeah, it works pretty good. Running 24 shards. What else? I think that's pretty much, I mean, the Kabbalist we've talked about. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So again, the equipment, got the headpiece, the Stolen Crown for the Kabbalist, the chest piece for the Zorkoi, which I want 1 more of those guys. The boots for the Psychotic Anarchist, the Juggernaut Ring for Teresk. Now this here is a slot which is very contested with a lot of cards, the Trinket slot, which we're currently using the ring. If you don't want to use Ember Spire Witches, you can use a PvE card that you get from the Wheels of Fate called the Lightning Elemental. And it's actually, you know, it's pretty good. I like the Ember Spire Witch just because champions can't gain health. This, however, is still pretty damn good because it's, you know, again, it's a 2 cost Swift Strike, and when it deals damage to an opposing champion, you gain a charge. So if you want to gain charges to get this charge power maybe quicker or more in over a match, then Lightning Elemental fits in really nice there. And you can also use equipment for him, which is the Aqua Mask. Let me quickly show that. Aqua Mask. Alright, I'm going to have to do show all items. Aqua. What are you doing? There we go. So Aqua Mask is, again, there it is for the Lightning Elemental. Makes it so instead of gaining just 1 charge, it makes it so it gains a charge or gain 2 charges. So you got 1 or 2. So you can definitely get that a lot quicker if you're using those guys. And that just, you know, again, if you're not using Teresk, say you've got 4 Zorkois already, then, or Zorkoi, I don't know. And the only slot not using is, I guess, the shield here, which I don't know if it's cold shield, but it looks like a shield. But pretty much one of the most important is the Forest Stalker gloves. Like, you could just run this deck with only that as your equipment, and it will still do very well, as it's a very, very powerful effect when you've got all that Inspire, extra damage. It can win you lots of games on like turn 4, turn 5, pretty consistently. So now that I've got this equipment, now that we've looked at the deck, let's quickly jump into an arena. So let's make sure it's saved. Make sure everything's fine. Sockets. So again, damage and speed. Looks fine. So this here, the Kabbalist, I've only just put this in the deck. I did have 2 Jags for the double damage Inspire, which it's definitely fine. I've put these in because I got the equipment. And I figured since it combos with this, you know, it's pretty good pressure. So it makes, you know, hands without these crazy guys over here still very good, still very aggressive, as that guy can be very, very good. Very, very big troop for a 3-drop. So, you know, that's something I'm testing out new now. Let's jump into the arena. So, those of you who are not familiar with the arena, to play, you can just do it from your home screen. You can do it from the planet screen here. They have Entrath. But just simple as hitting Frost Ring Arena. It'll do a quick introduction if you haven't already seen it. I've made it so I don't see it anymore since I've seen it previously. But I'm going to select my deck, and the first match is Gobbleglade Witch. Now these are the tier 1, these are easy and you can skip these. These are for, you know, if you're just starting out and you've got just a starter deck, then, you know, you're going to want to do these. And this is where you can get some quick loot. Because, you know, you can just do all these, say you get a perfect run, you can do that, beat it, try your luck at further if you like, or you can just basically withdraw after doing, at any point, obviously best to try to do the first 5 battles here. And then you could withdraw and then collect your loot to then maybe upgrade what you're using. But obviously, yeah, so if you're new, recommended to do this. I'm gonna skip it. I just did my clear. I did all the battles in a row with this deck. So first up, Ballistics Expert. This guy can be pretty annoying. But let's jump in. I'm gonna quickly show the one battle here. So hopefully the deck doesn't. I mean, maybe I'll show a couple. We'll see how quick it goes. The deck can be very quick. So we'll see how we go here and then show off how it works in the arena. And just a shout out to Armies of Mordor. He's the one who basically put me and others onto this deck. He pretty much thought it up. And I've just done a few tweaks here and there. But you know, the Sly Huntress equipment, he's like, hey guys, check out this. And we're like, oh my god. It's very, very powerful. So we've got it in hand. We've got, actually, look at this curve. This is a perfect example of... okay, this is the AI models to 5, so that's very handy for me. So this should be a fairly easy win. I've got 4 shards already. I've officially had my fill of folks complaining about the cold, blah 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 blah. Alright, so we're going to get Inferno into play. Now this is something the arena does. You can get random challenges at any point during a tier. You'll have 1 challenge per tier. And this time we've got Inferno. Now Inferno is a constant. It has a Inferno counter on it, and then at the start of each player's turn, it either gets another counter or it does damage equal to the counters on it. So you know, that will probably help me in this matchup since I'm aggressive. But it definitely can, you know, if it just full on RNGs and just keeps hitting you and never hits your opponent, which is unlikely, you know, could be bad for you. But if you're using an aggressive deck, normally it helps out. Let's see if it's going to hit me. So it didn't hit me there. You can see it went up in counters. So, my turn now, another shard, that's fine. Don't need any more though. But this hand should be pretty good. Now, the fact that it mulligan does actually negate the Kabbalist a little bit. Obviously, because the Kabbalist, he's toughness, he's damage and toughness is basically equal to the amount of cards. You know, plus he gets +1 for each card. So by the time I play him, there's going to be less cards, but it's still going to be pretty decent thanks to the Anarchist and the Kabbalist. You know, this will draw me a card in this turn. I'm going to hit in, so that'll draw me a card and the computer a card. So that'll put it up to 5 cards. And then when I play this guy, it also draws another card for both of us. So I just took some damage there. You'll notice I went down to took 3 damage from that. Ooh, look at this. Here we go. Zakoi, there's the free orc, and it's actually a pretty good one. So we drew Zakoi, and yeah, very happy about that. So let's play out the Anarchist. You'll notice the boots. So when he dies, you can also see the equipment I'm wearing over here. It's really cool. And you can also see what the computer's wearing, in this case nothing by the looks of it. So let's proceed to attack phase. Alright, and so we'll attack with the Anarchist. It's not going to block. The computer will take the hit. I'll draw a card, it'll draw a card. Everybody's happy. So this guy not going to be, again, you know, as big as I would like him, but he's still going to be pretty good, especially if I can hit in with this again next to it and draw more cards for both of us. Royal Falconer, very nice. Let's put him on the side here. Put him over there. A lot of text on this guy because you got the double socket, you've got the really crazy one-shot ability, and then he's also the equipment, so it's a bit tricky to figure out what the hell's going on there. But yeah, once you're familiar with the cards and stuff, it becomes a lot easier. So if it doesn't play out anything here, well, that'll make this even better for me, as the less cards it actually plays, the bigger the Kabbalist will be. Now, War Machinist can be pretty bad because this Ballistics Expert has non-combat damage dealt by dwarfs and artifacts you control is increased by 1. Now, the problem here is it is actually wearing equipment. It has appeared now that a card with equipment is on the board, I guess that's just a little bit of a bug, or it's more of a surprise, really, I guess. But makes it so when an artifact enters play under your control, this deals 1 damage to each opposing champion and each opposing troop. So that's really bad, because now an artifact, if it hits the board, I lose both of these guys, because that'll increase the damage here by 1. So it'll do 2 to my troops if an artifact hits the board now, and that's where this challenge here can be pretty tough. So hopefully there's no artifact coming down next turn. This guy will live through it, so that's an upside, I guess. Oh, another free orc. Oh, it's a red raider as well. Sadly, that still dies to the... yeah, we got another Zakoi, so another free troop, which is always nice. But let's play out the Fiendish Cabalist. Again, we're going to draw a card. So is the computer, and you'll see he's a 5/6 now. So that's pretty sweet. We can now attack in with these guys. These ones we cannot yet. They still only just entered play this turn. So the computer's not going to block, which is sad, because this guy could kill most of my troops here. Like all these 3, he could just die if an artifact hits the board, which honestly, the fact that I've let it draw so many cards is very likely. The upside is my Fiendish Cabalist will still be a pretty big troop on the board, so I have to discard here. I'm going to get rid of one of these guys. One of them's enough. There we go. It's because I drew so many cards. So, an artifact hitting the board right now is not going to be good. Now, if an artifact doesn't hit the board, I'll be in a very good position. So I think it just took a hit from the Inferno, which I've also been doing. Don't play an artifact. Don't do it. Alright. Oh, uh-oh. So it's going to get possibly an artifact here. It did. But is it something it can play? Doesn't look like it. So that's... oh, nope, never mind. So here we go. We're going to see that in action. Very annoying. So bang, 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 they're all dead. Not good. Not good. Another Cabalist. Ow, Terrorbot. I may actually lose this. I may actually lose this. This is not good. Because of my health is at now 8. And now there's a flyer which I can't really deal with. I can get out chump blockers, but then an artifact just wipes the board of these guys as well. So, that is troublesome. Oh, and I just took damage from Inferno, so it looks like I'm actually going to die, because also the War Machinist did damage to me as well. Every artifact, that's his original effect of the War Machinist is to do damage to your opposing champion. And the equipment is making it also do damage to troops, and that then the passive here increases it by 1. So, I'm in trouble. I didn't... So even if I play this out, I get 5 pets. They're not going to be inspired though, so they don't even do anything. I basically have to play Royal Falconer and hope no artifact hits the board, which is pretty unlikely. But I'm going to attack with the Cabalist, which is probably actually the wrong move, because actually it doesn't die. Let's actually think about this. If I attack, I play out the Falconer. I mean, I could just die to this anyway. You know what, let's just attack, see what the computer does. But it doesn't die, even if it takes this hit, which it is doing. It doesn't die to the Inferno, sadly. I don't have like Ragefire in hand or anything like that, which would actually win me the game right now if I did. So that's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, I'm probably dead here. I'm gonna try, play this out to get the chump block. I can block there, and block whatever else. Hopefully live and then potentially win on my turn, which this guy could do it. Down to 2 health, so the Inferno hit it, but again, it wasn't enough. So am I dead here for an artifact? Probably. So it's gonna kill... Alright, okay, so it's killing my master. That's fine. Please don't play an artifact. Oh, well that's... Wait, that's actually fine. I think. Well, maybe not. Well, actually no, that's... I think I live. I think I live. The thing is, can I kill my opponent here? I don't think so. I can chump block enough damage here and actually live. Oh, then it depends on the Inferno. It's all going to come down to the Inferno. Oh, no. Oh, you know what? I win in the air. With how I'd attack there. I can leave this one alive. Now, if the Inferno kills me, I die, but otherwise I win in the air thanks to the charge power. So it all comes down to Inferno. Here we go. We're going to find out. We're gonna find out. Oh, that 50% chance to win or lose is right here. Here we go. This deck is, you know, if it wasn't for that machinist, I would probably have been fine. But here we go. Grit my teeth. Uh-oh. Don't do it. Don't do it. I think... Oh, it went up. I win. Woohoo! So I can actually just play... I mean, I can win multiple ways now. You know, we would play at the Zorkoi, and he does damage on entering play, thanks to the Major Socket. So we do win. I could have also won with the Flyer. How that RNG luck. There we go. There we go. So that was a tricky one. That's one of the harder bosses. There's some, you know, some really tricky ones, but let's do one more game, and then I'm gonna save. And yeah. All right. So start the next game with 2 charges. All right. So the Seaweed Behemoth. He's also pretty. I mean, I don't really have problems with him, but I've definitely read people having issues with him. He can be pretty tough. But you know, aggro decks, especially like this one, do get around. You know, if you get that really good curve, you can just kill before they do any of their really threatening things. Alright, so let's play first, which is good. Like this guy, for example, when he gets to 10 charges. Uh-oh. That's a mulligan right there, sadly. Now, mulligan's not too bad with this deck. I don't know if it's bugged. But if I get Zakoi now, I still will get... No, sadly not, but that's a pretty good hand still. Let's keep it. And I mentioned before how I just added this guy. If you don't want to run him and like you don't have his equipment and you don't think it's worth it, 2 Boulder Toss, 2 Jags is fine as a substitute. So that was a decent mulligan. So yeah, he draws 5 cards when he gets to that, and then every time a champion gains a charge, you have a chance. Like I just gained an extra one actually. You'll notice I'm at 2 now, even though I've played 1 resource. I'm at 2 charges. So every time I play a shard, ooh, that's a pretty good draw. I'm going to play that this turn. So I'm going to get in 2 damage and draw a card for myself and my opponent. Which again, we remember we're running this guy, so he's going to be pretty big next turn. Pretty big guy, especially if the computer does nothing. Now, if it does nothing, it's going to have to discard as well. So if it doesn't have a 2-drop, then we make it lose a card, so that's perfectly fine. Let's see what it does. Might see a Sensei or something. Chlorophyll, alright, so it's not going to have to discard. It's going to gain another shard, so it's a bit of a ramp there for it. And again, you know, remember it's got that crazy charge power there. Well, we can get this Kabbalist out now. Now I could... Alright, let's actually do the right thing. We'll do the right play, which is attack in first to see what we draw. Because if we get like an Elite Pyromancer, which is also a 3-drop, it's actually the better play because having it inspire the Falconer is, you know, quite often just game over. In this case, we didn't get anything better to play, so we'll just play out the Kabbalist, which, you know, as you can see, is a 9-10, so pretty crazy. We draw another card, which so does the computer. He's going to get a little bit smaller, but he's still going to be pretty damn massive. So you know what, running Boulder Toss in the deck would actually be fine as well, even with this guy. I mean, just look at this. A very, very big damage I could do if I had Toss. So taking out Ragefire actually for, you know, maybe putting in a couple Toss and maybe some different 2-drops, maybe some more Swift Trackers could also be the way to go. But in this case, Ragefire is actually not bad. So let's see, what do we want to do here? Play the Shard. Now, I could just play a Falconer, but I'm going to actually Ragefire this Inductor Cruptor bot, just so I can't jump block. We're then going to Ragefire the face for 4, as the Ragefire is an escalation card. It's now escalated to 6, because I've cast 2 of them. It starts off at 2 damage, then when you cast one, it goes in your deck and makes all copies of the card, increase in damage by 2, and then so on and so forth. So now if I draw a Ragefire, it'll be 6 damage, and I've still got 4 of them in my deck. So 12 health, so it looks like we've got, yeah, Fatal. Wait, is that right? Yep, exactly Fatal. So we'll just put it on this, technically putting it on this guy is the right move, but since it's only got 1 resource open, we've definitely got the kill here, so there you go, that was pretty quick. Pretty quick. Turn 4 kill. Turn 4 kill. Not something I do very often with this deck, but that's where the Kabbalist actually just came into play. Now, having the double Ragefire was pretty lucky. But there you go, turn 4 kill. Pretty sweet. I might do another one. Let's have a look. How long has this recording been going for? Trying to keep it to a certain length, because it does take up a lot of space on my hard drive, the recording. And because of that, it then takes me a very long time to upload to YouTube because of my very, very bad upload speed here in Australia. I have 100 kilobytes upload maximum, so not very good. I'll do one more though. One more, and then I'm stopping it. Then it'll be uploaded for you guys to enjoy. Alright. So this is definitely a very keepable hand. We've got the Ruby Pyro, Elite Pyro into Falconer if we want. Now we could go into Kabbalist if we want as well. But I think we go probably just do these two guys, because if I draw a Sly Huntress, that's definitely happening. So we'll see. Ruby Shards. So we've got the ability to play them all now, so that's very nice. This guy's pretty evil looking, eh? You wouldn't want to get bitten by him, would you? Got some sharp teeth. Alrighty. So what's this again? Create a random ruby action, put it into your hand. So it made a craze rummaging. Well, there goes that plan. Now it's going to disrupt. Okay, so I lost. It's okay actually. I'm okay with that. It's disrupting your hand basically. It's each champion draws 3 cards, then discards 3 at random. Now, had I drawn a Zorkoi there, that would have actually benefited me, as I would have got a free dude. Alright, we're going to go with this strategy again. The good thing about this deck is you've got lots of options. If you're under pressure, if you got a troop you want to kill, you got Ragefire early on, which gets better obviously with the escalation. You draw more cards with the Anarchist if you want to. Like, we got Sly Huntress now actually, so we pretty much just win now. Because Elite Pyromancer into Sly Huntress, depending on the enemy's board state, is very often just a win. Now, you can also just wait till turn 5 to get 1 extra Fox Pet, because every threshold gives you an extra one. And I do have the 5 shards here. But definitely playing out the Elite Pyro. Scan is not really a big deal. So I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to swing in. I'm going to play out the Elite Pyro, then the Sly Huntress the next turn, so you guys get to see that equipment, and that'll be a good way to wrap things up. Now, provided it doesn't use this and make another craze rummaging and disrupt my hand again. Provided that does not happen, we'll get to see this Sly Huntress equipment in action. The thing that makes this deck pretty damn sweet. I mean, you've got, I think now with the addition of this guy, this guy is a win condition, as we saw. The Sly Huntress is a pretty damn big one. The Royal Falconer is a win condition. Then Zorkoi is a win condition. And then, yeah. Alright, so that's annoying. Damn it! Why are you disrupting my plans? Why do you do this, Ruby Enchantress? It's okay, though. I will probably just do the Kabbalist next turn. And then we'll do the Sly Huntress for 5 thresholds on the next turn. Depending on what I draw, of course. I might draw another Pyromancer. So we'll see. So it's making it an action, plays that Assault Harpy, which is a troop that every time you play an action it gets Rage 1, and it's an evasion troop as it has flight. Starts off with 0 damage, but obviously if it played like a burn and a burn, and another burn, then it will have Rage 3, and then all of a sudden you're in trouble. But, whoop, there's another Ragefire, so I could just Ragefire this guy, Ragefire that, and it hit in. And you know what, let's just do that. Let's just do that. So Ragefire acting as that removal. Get rid of both of those. And then we hit in with the Anarchist to draw another card for myself and my opponent. Which is a little bit of a downside, but when you're an aggressive deck, you're generally, coming out ahead. Especially when you've got crazy things to play. So I've got the Charge Power ready next turn. I can do the Huntress next turn. Now I could do the Falconer again with the Charge Power. It's a very big win condition in the air. But I want to show off the Sly Huntress, so I'll probably play that anyway. It won't kill my opponent, but we'll still get to see it in action. So nothing getting played there, so that could mean yesterday or something is ready. Some sort of actions are being held open. Oh, there's a free troop from Zorkoi, so I could just play Zorkoi now. You know what? I'm actually going to do that because I'll get to show him his one-shot ability off, and then we'll do this next time. This next turn. Actually, I guess I kind of win here. I think, pretty much, because his one-shot ability is free. So here it is. Here, you ready him and another troop. You get an additional combat phase. So that's actually I'm going to do. Yeah. So I actually win here. Now I can obviously not win if I choose to. So what we're going to do, I'm going to hit in just with this guy. We're going to hit in for 7. That's if the computer lets me. Very likely has. We'll hit in with both, because I think it's probably holding something open here. All right, so it's actually taking. So I could win right now if I wanted to show you guys the one shot. I will use it just to show you how it works. So another target troop. I ready it. It'll untap. And then we now, much like Goldfeast, get to attack again a second time this turn. I'm just going to skip it, as it's not like I'm going. I pretty much can't possibly lose this anymore. Not with the computer at 1 health and this coming out next turn. So we're going to see how the Sly Huntress works here now to finish it off. So, excuse me. Mentor of the Song, pretty cool card. When it dies, it transforms into an Oracle Song and goes into the hand, so very nice. So I don't know, so the computer doing some strange decisions here to for example, not play anything previously when it had options to, just discarded that. But, you know, it's still very much in progress, the AI. So we can actually, now that we can actually do Pyromancer, so we get to see the Inspire effect on the Huntress. We can do both of those. So here we go. Did I actually play this before? I don't know if I've already played this while recording. I probably did. So me waiting to show it off is... You're probably like, we already saw this, Havoc. I don't know. I can't remember. So anyway, so we made some fox pets, so we'll just win with those now. So as you can see, you know, lots of pets there, thanks to the 6 threshold. So we get 7 of them. In this case, not a huge amount of damage, but enough to obviously win it. And still very, very good damage, though, even with just the 1 Ruby Pyromancer inspiring them. And the equipment again, now, normally you get to keep a fox pet. The equipment does sort of sound like you should still keep the first one, but basically at the end of turn they get sacrificed. Which is fine, because they win you the game very normally when you do it. Or put your opponent on such a you know, small amount of health that you just win the next turn if it's not winning that turn. Alright, so that's fatal, obviously. Let's just attack with the foxes. You lose one of them to the Swift Strike, that's fine. There we go. So yep, that's the deck. That is the deck. I'll show it off once more here before I close it out. So, getting close to ending the tier here, so I'm going to save and quit, which is a very cool thing you can do. You can save and quit at any point, and you can come back and start where you left off later on. So let's go back into the card manager and bring up the deck once again. So there it is. So again, if you would... I think it's actually probably fine to get rid of Rage Fires. You could put in like 3 Boulder Toss instead of Rage Fire, because with this guy, it may actually be better. Maybe. And then with the Charge Pair as well, you know, you've got pretty much almost guaranteed to at least have a 5 damage Boulder Toss. So, and the other possible benefit is by not having Rage Fire, you're definitely, you know, every time you're drawing cards, you're getting increased chances to get to these type of things, that like this, for example, and instead of, you know, getting more Rage Fires is fine because of the escalation. But, you know, maybe that's something I'll try out, and I'll put the 3 Boulder Tosses in, and 1 other card I'm not sure of yet. I could even potentially do 4 Boulder Toss. Might be a thing, especially, again, with this guy. it may be the better thing. But that's the good thing about you know, HEX or any card game really, is you just, well, especially with HEX, with the equipment, you get to adjust and tweak things as you get new loot. Like I just got this guy's loot, so then I went back and thought, you know what, let's actually put him in the deck. He works out very nicely, and that's one of the very cool things. And again, there's lots of equipment to collect. Let's have a look here. All this equipment to collect from the arena. So lots of different cards. So lots and lots and lots and lots. 229 pieces by the looks of it. Actually, no, I guess some of them are showing double the numbers, and some of them I have like crazy amounts of. Like that one there. 75 fungal blooms, which I got from the Wheels of Fate. So that does skew the numbers a bit, but there's still quite a lot. I think about 150 equipment to collect in this first release of the arena, and they're obviously going to be adding more and more and more. We're going to get chest opening soon as well. But let's see the equipment I've currently collected here. That's what I've got in my stash. Now some of them I bought, like I bought the armor. I was like, hashtag bugger it. And bought the armor for the Zukoi, as it is just a very powerful equipment for that card. Getting that free orc in play whenever you draw him. And that includes opening hand, which I don't know if that's intended. If it is, that's freaking amazing, but not sure. So yeah, that's all the equipment I've got so far. And you also get cards, like I'll show some of the PvE cards that I've won so far from doing the arena. So let's get rid of the... Whoops, I unticked the wrong one. Doop. So let's see, so I've got a Sister Cynthia, I got that one in the arena. I mean, all these, pretty much all of these, except a few, like the Lightning Ellie, the Air Ellie, Water Ellie, Death Cap. Actually, most of them I actually got from Wheels of Fate, but these ones I've earned from the arena so far. So I've got a Legendary Spearcliff Cavalier. The Legendary is denoted by the red here. Uncommon here, Brutal Commander. This guy's awesome. Very awesome, this guy. When he deals damage to opposing champions, search your deck for an orc with cost equal to or less than the damage dealt. So if you've got equipment for him where he can have speed, so you can play him out on 3, hit him for 2 because he's got rage 1, and then grab an orc with 2 cost or less and put it into your hand, which is pretty damn sweet. Like, I'll definitely be making a deck with this guy later on, once I get more of him. Legendary Leashing Burrower, pretty sweet as well. Pretty sweet. So it basically just gets better and better, and has life drain. So every time it dies, it gets buffed based on its current stats. So in this case, 2/2, it then becomes a 4/4, goes in your deck, and then when you draw it again, you've got a 4/4 with life drain for 2, and yeah. So that's the ones I've earned so far. Earned mostly equipment. I've also earned some sleeves. I'll quickly show those. Speaking of which, I don't know if I've actually... Yeah, I'm still using default sleeve for this deck, which has been upgraded as of this patch. It looks very nice. That is the default sleeve available to everyone. I've got a bunch of sleeves here from Kickstarter, and some of the sleeves that you can earn also includes things like Reactor Bot from Wheels of Fate, the Scrap Deck Brawler from Wheels of Fate. Same with this one. This was from a holiday event. This was from a charity event. And then this is from the arena. This is just from, I think, beating the arena. Doesn't have to be a flawless win, but just from beating it you get this sleeve. And from a flawless, you know, no losses throughout the arena, you get the Frost Ring Arena Perfect sleeve, which looks pretty cool. So I'm going to use that one. Oh, I can't actually do that yet because the deck is still you know, being used in the arena as I've saved, and I can continue it. It would obviously be a bit broken if you could change the deck while you're going throughout it. You have to stick with the deck as is, otherwise people could just, oh, I'm against that boss, let's go take out these cards and put in these ones. Would make it very easy. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the deck. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.